BABYFLO and I had a fall. I had to give this one a minute before I could even talk about tonight. It was so disappointing. I wanted to do this at a time when I wouldn't just break down into tears, but you guys saw my thinking pattern all the way up to the run, and I saw so many girls go in there and run really competitive times before and even after me. So blaming it solely on conditions is hard to do. Maybe it just wasn't my lucky day. You know, there's no real good explanation other than BABYFLO and I had a fall, and it was terrifying. And it made me rethink my entire year. I will tell you that. Here's why. You can play a blame game, and you can talk about how conditions were not what you wanted them to be, and you can talk about committees, and you can talk about associations, and you can do all those things. Or you can just make the right decision for you and your horse. I'm not completely sold on what that decision for me is. We are literally, it is 11:53 at night. We are going to rendezvous at 8 a.m. and get together and see what it is that I have decided. But my immediate thought when I came out was, I've been doing this for 28 years now professionally, and the conditions never change. And, you know, it just kind of depends rodeo to rodeo, where you go, what happens, but it's always like a game of, did I draw the right ground? Is it going to be dangerous today? Now the next thing going through my head is, if I make a decision of taking me and my horse home and focusing on something else, my thought pattern then goes to, any hater watching this video is going to say XYZ. And to anyone that would judge any decision that I make from here forward, you've probably never owned or will never own a world champion horse, or will have reached this level of success in your career. While I wish you all the luck in the world, you haven't walked a mile in my shoes. So saying that, you know, I'm too scared of competition, or I'm just a weenie, or anything that anybody could potentially say, they've never owned a horse quite like this one. So I'll just tell you, my entire rationale right now is take Mojo, go to the other rodeos, let him get seasoned. I'm already out here. I have some clinics booked, etc., 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 which I think would be kind of fun. Now, let me just tell you this. Your extracurricular activities outside of what you do for a living or what you do in school should be fun. They should be really fun. They should get your heart racing. It should be an exciting thing that you are so pumped to do. So if I'm not pumped to run into an arena where I may potentially land on my head, I probably shouldn't be doing that thing, or be at least closer to home if I'm going to do it, because I just was so disappointed. I've driven 2 days for a bronc rider to tell me that the ground is not even suitable to run barrels, and it's placing no blame on committee, location, weather, etc., etc. I saw the horses slip. In my mind, I thought I was making the best decision possible for my horse. I didn't. Point blank, period. So I think my choices that I've laid out for myself are turn out, go home tomorrow, cancel my pending clinics. They just got announced, so not a huge deal. And come back in the summer when everybody's out of school and have a lot more notice, where they can actually plan out coming to one of my clinics, and just starting my clinic tour, doing a BRC party at the ranch. That sounds like a lot of fun, and working my tail off doing clinics, and all the online things that I'm doing take a lot of time. So it's definitely a sacrifice to come out here. I think I'm going to have to put pen to paper, just like I tell you guys, and figure out what my ultimate goal is. I'm going to be at the NFR no matter what, because I have a booth there. We go every year. I come all 10 days. So I could join Stormy maybe on a trip to go to the UPRA finals. where we could go to some rodeos close to home. I just truly don't know what you do with a world champion horse for fun, to go compete and have fun and not put her in this much danger. The other choice is get in the truck early in the morning, drive to Oakdale, 9.5 hours from here, and take a chance this exact thing happens again. And then me tell you, oh, I thought this one would be better, but 28 years of experience tells me I could be driving into the exact same scenario that I just came out of today. So the squad isn't up. I texted them a little bit to get their advice, but they aren't up yet. My parents just want me to do the best thing for me and my horses. They're leaving that decision up to me. They're so supportive. And for all of you guys that don't have a supportive family, you can adopt mine as your supportive family, because I couldn't imagine going without that. Yeah, like part of me wants to just be like, YOLO, let's go watch Britney in concert and turn out. But I want to do the very best thing for my mare, and I don't really know what that is right now. You know, maybe I go to some big barrel races just so that I know that the ground is really good and there's a chance to win some money without putting her in such a bad spot. I'm not saying barrel races have perfect ground. So you tell me. I just want to do right by my horse. I just feel like, you know, she's almost won $1 million. She doesn't really deserve the grind of the road, even though she's completely sound. Oh, by the way, she surprisingly is injury-free. Thank you, Jesus. And she looks great. I'm definitely going to give her some Butte in the morning, which for you guys that don't ride horses, that's just like aspirin. But I think reevaluating my goal sheet is maybe what I want to do. I think at the forefront of my mind was having a BRC party at the ranch. And maybe I'll just go to some rodeos that are close to where I want to do clinics. So, you know, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota. I love that area. I love this area too. It's just, dang, I wish this wouldn't have happened. I wish this wouldn't have happened at the first one. Maybe like the last one would have been like, okay, well, it's time to go home anyway. But my entry fees are already paid. I paid them all today. It's a hefty fee. It's very expensive to be out here, especially if it's disappointing. It's hard to be away from everybody, especially if it's disappointing. And, you know, say I drive on to the next one tomorrow. I truly, this is going to be the biggest cliffhanger I've ever left on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I have all those things, all those factors to think about. And I got to meet a few Flomies tonight. That made it all very, very special. All good things. You know, it sucks. We came out injury-free, which is amazing. And we have a choice. And I don't consider it giving up. However, the pressure of being 23rd in the world standings right now makes you want to kind of go ahead and push on. I'm sure if you were in my position, you'd be like, oh, what are you doing? Go for it. But win, lose, or draw, however you slice it, you have to win $75,000 to make it to the national finals. Win, lose, or draw, you know you've got to win $75,000. So when I look at that 23rd in the standings, it's just a number to me. I know that I need to win another $50,000 minimum, and that means going to 75 to 80 more rodeos that could potentially end up with the same scenario as I'm in right now. So I'm a smart lady. I don't know that I need to beat my head up against that wall. I don't expect changes to come. I'm not going to burn my bra over ground. I did that for decades and decades, and now I just feel like do what's best for you and the horse and let everything else sort itself out. That's a fight I'm just not willing to fight anymore because it's just redundant. It doesn't change. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to start with a pen and paper. And even though I'm exhausted, it looked like YouTube acting right there. But I am just exhausted. Put pen to paper and see what are the things I really want to do this year. What is going to be the most fulfilling, because I've had a lot of success. But if there's no fulfillment, then it's no fun. And maybe I'll come run with you guys at some barrel races. Tell me where some big ones are. Maybe I'll just jump in the truck and head that way today. I don't know. It could happen. I love you guys. Don't forget to count your blessings, drink your protein, and say thank you to Jesus. I'll see you tomorrow.